Hello, everyone. Today we'll have Felipe as a guest. I will be asking the questions, and we are
Hey.
happy to have you here. As we know, you are currently the managing director for Miela Digital, but I know you have experience as a professional League of Legends player. How did you started? How did you find that hobby, maybe, and how did you become a professional player?
When I was a teenager, I was like 16 years old. I played the entire day, and then I just started getting good at it. I think, yeah, I didn't study, I didn't do anything, just play like 12 hours per day, and then just start getting like rankings in most of these online games. And then when I was in a high ranking, I got contacted by a professional team, and then that's how my journey started. I think my career was very like straightforward. When I started playing, we were very good. My team was very good at the time, and we had competitions abroad. We played in Europe, in Asia, in America, of course, and then just keep going. I think it was a good stage for me when I started, because Riot Game was just investing in the Latin American region. So I was lucky in that regard, because there was a lot of investment on new tournaments and places or exhibitions where you can show yourself off, and I think that helped me.
And what was the peak of your career as a professional player or for your team? What was the biggest achievement?
I guess the best year was I think it was 2015 when we won the Latin American Championship twice, like opening and closing, or closing and opening season. It was good because we were the first Chilean team that did that ever, and I remember we defeated the Mexican team that was very good at the time, and they were winning everything, and then we kind of got the streak. And also then that allowed us to go into international tournaments. So then we started like representing the region more. Like you feel prideful, like going overseas, and we were not that good compared to other countries, but representing your people, I think is a good feeling. I think that was what I think was the best for me.
Yes, I understand. Do you still play League of Legends?
No, not anymore. I mean, I play
Oh,
very,
okay.
very rarely. I really don't like playing anymore. Well, it feels like a job, so when it's a job, then it's not your hobby anymore. I mean, I enjoy playing League. I don't enjoy being bad, because when you were good before and now you play and you're not that good, then you better not play. So I'm
Yeah.
usually very competitive. So if I do things that just for a hobby, I don't like it. So when I stop playing, I never really played like as a hobby anymore, just for streaming sometimes. If people wanted to watch or someone wanted to play with me, then we play, but alone, like just okay, this is my free day, I will play League. Never happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then you started studying businesses.
Yeah, I retired and then I started studying business in Santiago. Then I did my master's in Singapore on management, and yeah, and then I decided to go for that route. Well, like I say, I was working at Riot, then I worked with other professional teams, then I worked with Tencent and in a live streaming platform, which was very good, because that was the experience that I got. I think was the key one to make the agency that we have now. But initially, I wanted to study business because I really like the sponsorship side. I feel like sponsorships and what the brands do in the gaming ecosystem is what supports everything at the end. Because
Yes.
I always think, yeah, I was very good at League. Yes, that may be true, but I had the career that I had because this is something I understood later in life. It was because Riot invested a lot in Latin America. So even if you are very, very good and no one invests in you, then it doesn't really matter, because you see like some
Yes.
people or some players that they are very, very good in some games that maybe the publisher, they don't want to do tournaments, or they don't want to invest, or they don't want to make a career for the players. They can be super, super good, but if you don't have anyone supporting you, then there is nothing you can do. I felt that the sponsorships and publishers is what they are like supporting the dreams of the people like us. Still, like we still live from that, like people that want to live from gaming, even if you want to play or you don't want to play, you want to do something else. So I wanted to be part of it. Yeah, kind of helping people achieving their dreams or making them live from what they love. I think I was very lucky to do that, because I think I would be very unhappy if I had like a normal job or something. So yeah, that was the main drive to make the agency.
And when you started Miela digital? Like what were the steps, the initial steps for that?
I think this all of my career is connected in a way because like I always say, like Miela is not an influencer agency, it's a user acquisition agency. The reason because I say that every time is because we got big and we got the clients that we got because they were having bad experiences with the agencies that they had before, where they make like activations or posts but they were not really driving the metrics that they wanted to get. They were not really getting new players, maybe because they are too focusing on posting stuff, or maybe the influencers don't see the goal of the campaign. Like it happened to me before when I was a professional player too. Also, when the sponsors that we have for the team asked me to do something, I didn't really care, because I thought it was a waste of time. I just wanted to play. And then when I got older, I realized, okay, that I should have been paying more attention to that, because if you do a good job, then the other brand will come and the other brand will come, and they don't really pay you for being good. They pay you for reaching to the people. So to have my own company, and also because there was a need not being met by some of the clients that we had, and the people that I also met during my career in Tencent and Riot and so on and so forth.
Maybe you can share what was your biggest challenges with the agency and with the collaborations overall. Maybe you have like some insights that you can share.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that in my opinion, is the one that I like most is the education on onboarding for the influencers. Sometimes we don't really work with too many big influencers, so we have a lot of influencers that maybe it's their first campaign that they ever did, or they are not too used to it. So sometimes they don't understand the instructions so well, or they don't know really what to do. I think that part is good, because if they have a good attitude, I think you can help them, like not only by giving them a source of income, but also like making them more professional for their channel and their future. And on the other hand, you also have these influencers that maybe is they don't see the value of the campaigns, or they are really not that invested into making the brand like a good image. So that's also challenging, because influencer, like we discussed in previous episodes, is very like feeling related. So you really need to it's not a task, you need to commit to it, and if you don't commit to it, people realize, and usually the results from the campaigns are not that good. So managing this may sound like a little bit childish, but managing the influencers' emotions, or making them be invested, I think that's it is and will always be, I think, the biggest challenge.
Yeah, indeed. I truly agree, because this is what I do basically.
Yeah. That's why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's my daily job, and sometimes, yes, it's very challenging. You are lucky.
Yeah, I don't know if you think this is going to change the future. You think it's because they are new, or you think it's that something that's always going to be there? How do you solve it on your day-to-day duties?
I think maybe if we will have bigger campaigns where we can collaborate with some of the biggest streamers, maybe, or the ones that already maybe are in an agency. I saw that in general, streamers that are in an agency are more professional, and they have a better attitude, and they are more invested overall. Whereas when, as you said, when you collaborate with a smaller streamer, maybe it's his first campaign or the second, yeah, there might be issues. So I think it depends with whom you collaborate in general. But of course, there are also exceptions. There are bigger streamers that also have these kind of issues. But I mean, in my case, I would not really want to collaborate again with a streamer that didn't have a good attitude and didn't really invest. I mean, of course, you can't really change the results as much, but I think the attitude and the communication overall is very important. And if that goes well, there are many chances that people will want to collaborate again and offer you sponsorships. And this will definitely help you in the future. But yeah, I'm not sure if this will change in the future. Yeah, it depends on the kind of campaign.
Yeah, I think that's like I say, I think this influencer or sport, every entertainment industry is it's half an art. I think it happens like everywhere. I also like imagine like I don't know, musicians or actors, like maybe I don't know, you have this action movie that you don't want to do, but you know everybody will watch and you just do it anyway. Maybe you like some go to the theater and be there. I always heard like people like they enjoy it more, but they pay less. So I think this is more like the same. Like on one hand, like I understand that you probably love playing like your favorite games or whatever, but on the other hand, you also need to make it sustainable and see it as an opportunity rather than a task, because there are many streamers these days that they would love to be in the position that you are now, like getting offers. It's not easy. It's not that every influencer can get like paid for what they do. Also, there are a lot of competition. So yeah, I think in a way, I realized that you need to be grateful for the people that trust in you and your work, and see it as an opportunity to grow yourself.
That's true, and I think indeed the market is a bit oversaturated, especially because there are many streamers with an average less than 10, the viewers, I mean. And yeah, it's very hard to get over that threshold and really gain attention from brands, from sponsors, and all that. So yeah, indeed, you should. I think it helps. I mean, every small campaign it can help in your career path, and it will help you grow overall. But again, I think it's also important to choose sponsorships that you can enjoy. I mean, maybe of course it's not your favorite game or your favorite task, but it should not be something that you really hate, because yeah, this will be visible for your viewers and for the sponsors as well, and it will not be a good outcome. So we talked before about the challenge when it comes to communication between ourselves from the company and the influencers, but I think as a director there are also like maybe challenges and a lot of stress. How do you manage that?
Yeah, there is a lot of stress. I always say the same. When I was a professional player, I really had a lot of stress. I never. So after I was a professional player, everything else, like when I was in the university, when I was working, when I had the company, didn't feel like stressful at all. I feel like I might have a very high stress ceiling because it was so stressful that now it feels I don't even think I never get stressed, not even once, because well, first, more importantly, because I love what I do. So I think if you love what you do, then the stress goes down.
If you just have like a few words for the ending, maybe some, I don't know, maybe some advice, or if you want to share something else.
Yeah, I think there are some. Well, first of all, why we're doing this is because there are a lot of opportunities to work in the industry. Like my case, a good example of like maybe it's kind of straightforward, but I like business, then I study business, then I went into there. You can do a lot of things, like you can work in teams, you can be an influencer, you can manage influencers, you can work in events, you can work in games, you can translate it. It's really like there is really like a space for everybody if you really try. I think what I did well, and I encourage people to do, is there is a moment where you need to change the focus, and if you really want to live off this, then you need to say, okay, this is not my hobby anymore, this is my job. And if you manage to do that, then you will be good to go. I think there are a lot of companies looking for people like that they love video games, and at the same time that they are professional enough or competent enough that they study what the position that they are looking for, and they can bring a lot of value. I think you can have a very not only successful but very happy life by living off what you love, and I really encourage more people to try that. I know it's not easy, and the possibilities are different for everybody. It may be harder than others, but I believe when you work in something like I say, when you work in something that you like, it doesn't really feel like a job. But that also means like you need to take it seriously, because when I was playing, for example, video games, I just started like I play every day, and then at some point when I say, okay, I want to be a professional anymore, it was not playing every day really. It was play, review, like write down what was wrong, play again, like be there, like no music, like no like raging, no complaining. So you need to change the attitude. So if it's the same for every job, like something you can do professionally and you are like mature enough, maybe it will go well. I think you just need to figure out what you like.
Okay. Well, thank you people for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.